Hello everyone, and thank you for joining my channel. My name is Lawrence, and in the next video I will show you how to use Autodesk Maya in creating awesome table. Don't go away, see you in class. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Maya tutorial class. And today we are going to be looking at how to create, design or model a table. And I have my source reference. You can go over to your Google and download any image, and I have actually done mine. Okay, here is mine, and this is what we are going to be creating today. All right, you can check up and if you have any picture or images you would like to use, but this is mine and this is what we're going to be looking at today. Okay, the first thing you would like to do or like to know when you're modeling anything is to study the image of what you have. I call it reference analysis. If you look at this reference image, you need to see how everything was connected together. I will explain this in the course of the class. Now, the first thing I will do is to look at our poly modeling tools here. Remember, I call this my clay. These are the objects you use in modeling anything. Never mind the shapes you're seeing, they have to come in a shape. It's just like a clay. You can deform them, mold them into anything, like we saw in the last class, how we were able to transform a box into something spherical. So the closest object that will give me the look on the table is what I'll be picking. I'll pick the box, and now let me zoom further. I'll quickly explain how you can navigate within this scene. To rotate the camera, press and hold Alt, then press your left button on your mouse such that you see this icon. Then you drag to your left, you drag to your right. This is how you can rotate your scene. Drag to the left and drag to the right. Again, I repeat, to rotate your screen, don't forget I'm in the perspective view. This is the front view, top view, this is the front view, and this is the side view. This can only happen in the perspective view. You cannot rotate your camera at the top view. You cannot do the same also in the front view, and likewise the side view. Press and hold Alt, click on the left button on your mouse. Once you see this icon up, then you can rotate to the left and rotate to the right. You can move it up and you can move it down. You drag it down or you drag it up. Now it's important I explain that to you. To zoom, middle mouse, you drag forward. Middle mouse, that's to zoom out. You rotate your middle mouse, you drag it forward, then you drag it backwards. That's how you zoom. Then to shift the scene, like what I just did now, you can see this is not rotate, this is shifting. All you need to do is press and hold Alt, then press the middle mouse on your middle mouse, yes. Then you see this cross icon. You drag it down and you drag it up. You drag it to the left, you drag it to the right. You will get to see the difference and the differences between these and why they are important. Now back to what we need to do today. Now we have a box and we are trying to imitate the image and create or design this table. Now the first thing you like to do is go to your top view. I can zoom here. Then you click your scaling tool. Now you can see this is a scaling tool. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click on the bell icon you're seeing. Now, if you're new to my channel, you can look out for my previous video where I explained the interface and some of these tools. The scaling tool enables you to increase, to make shorter, or to scale evenly. Now I would scale this and drag it towards my right. That's the top view. Now I think I'm okay with this shape of table, and I'll go to my perspective view. Now once that is done, I will also scale it from the top view to make it. This is what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create the top part of this table. The top part of this table. The top part of this table. Alright. Okay, I've zoomed further and you can see it's still very, very, very fat. I'll still scale it down to, okay, I think this is it. Alright, now let's look at our image again. If I zoom further on this image, you can see that the edges are not as sharp as what we have here. And so the only tool, or what you can do to create it like this, is to use our bevel, which I explained in one of my videos. And how do you do that? You go to your modeling toolkit and you click on your edge loop. We have to select the edges, the angles here. I rotate, shift. I'm selecting all of them together. Don't forget, I have selected this. To select this, I have to press and hold shift. Press and hold shift to ensure that the two angles have been selected. I will rotate this again. Press and hold shift and click this part. Rotate again. Press and hold shift. You can see that the 4 angles have been selected. Let me put it on transparent mode for you to see what I have just done. Now if you look closely, you can see that the colors here is different. That's changed to show you that they've all been selected. Now the next thing we're going to do, now before that, I would like to add another edge loop. Now to add another edge loop, I will go to my multi-cut. This is a multi-cut. The multi-cut tool enables you to insert edge loops or divisions. Now let me click it. Now to add multi-cut edge loop, you can see it highlighted. You can see it here. It means this key or this feature is on. Now I need to add edge loop around the table. To do that, you press and hold Control and make sure that you are on this line. You can see that the edge loop is going round this object. I'll explain the reason why this is important. By the time you press Control and press the left button on your mouse, you can see I've added an edge loop around that region. I'll also like to repeat that at the bottom. I'll come here and click this as well. Okay, now, but I would want to do that, so I will leave it here and let's go to our bevel. All right, we have selected the angles of this top table, and I'll click bevel. Now what happens? You can see it has changed its shape from a square. Now where you have fractions, you need to adjust the fraction such that it's not as flat as what we are seeing here. You can see our images here. All right, I would adjust this. You can turn off, click on this to reduce the sensitivity. Then I will drag this towards my left. I'll drag it again. This is to reduce the distance between the bevel. Alright, then at this point I will need to add some segments. Okay, so press the left part of your mouse, drag it to your right. Okay, let me increase this, it's too low. Okay, you can see what we have here. Let's go back to our image to compare. Alright, you can see that's awesome. Now I will still need to drag this to my left. Okay, I can change this to 40 to make it 10. Now we can see, so that's one of the functions of bevel. We'll get to see more functions of bevel. Now that's that. Now the next thing we're going to do is to add our multi-cut, just like I explained earlier. So I will zoom further, hold control, make sure you are in the line. You click your left mouse, all right, or add another one below, hold your control, press the left button in your mouse. Okay, we have that. Okay, to uncheck this feature, click on this icon here. Now we'll look at our image again. I think we are okay with this. The next thing we're going to do is to create the side. All right, now how do we do that? I'll bring in another box. All right, now I have to scale it down to make it for me to do this and see it very well, I'll need to go to my side view. All right, so here is my side view. I bring it down. Okay, now if you look at our image, you can see that the distance between this and this is different. So I'll make this longer. So I'll scale it, which is okay. Then I would have to reduce it here. If you look at our image, you can see that it didn't get to the end of this first top table. So I stop it here. Stop it here. I'll still scale it further. Still scale it further. All right. Now I'll go to my front view to see what I have done. All right. It's not as long as this, so I'll make it flat. I think this is fine. Next thing I'll do is to move it to the side where it should be. If you look at our image, there's a distance between this part of the table and the top table, and that's what we're looking at. I will zoom further and take it up. Now let's go to our perspective view to see what we have done. You can see, but I would still like to take it away further, and I'll still make it flat. Okay, I will take it away to the edge. All right, when this is done, all you need to do is to duplicate it and take it to the other side. So how do we duplicate? Press Control D, then you duplicate. Now I move it to, let me go to my front view to see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm zooming further. I'll take it to this way. Yeah, I think it's fine this way. You can see we have created one side of the table. In order to maintain the dimensions, the width and length, the width and breadth, you also need to duplicate rather than bringing another box to create this other part. Now what we have done is we have created this part of the table. Now we need to create this part which is longer than this. Instead of bringing in another box, I would rather duplicate this and make it longer. All right, now I'll duplicate this again and take it away. Now we have the third one. Now I'll go to my top view. For me to see what I am doing, I'll press number 4 to make it transparent. Now having done that, I will rotate this object to enable me place it here. Now to do that, you click on your rotate tool. Don't forget, I'll put on my channel box to see what's happening. I will rotate it towards, you can see, to have an exact position. I will just type in here and enter 90. The reason why I have to type it is I may not be able to get it accurately if I do it manually with my hands. You can see it will always fall in between 90.7 or something or 89.8. Now to have a perfect work, you come to the axis where you're rotating and type in 90. Okay, you can see it's perfectly aligned. Go back to your move tool then you bring it down here. Now I have to zoom further to close up this line. I will take it inside and zoom further. We'll take it down here. Okay, but we have a problem. You can see there's still a space here. How do we get this to this point? Two things you can do. You either scale it, which makes it longer, but then you have to reposition this line again, or you go to your modeling toolkit, put on your Vertex Mode on, select everything, highlight this whole part. Let me go to my perspective view for you to see what I'm doing. I have to put this off. By default, this should be off. So I'll select this whole part now, which is everything here. Then I will go to my move tool and drag it. So I'll need to zoom further. Whichever one is fine for you, it's okay. Alright, now when I go to my perspective view, you can see we have created the other part. Without telling you much, I guess by now you know what to do to get the other part. We'll press and hold Control to duplicate, and press D. That's, we have the duplicate part. Now you can see I'm taking it to the other side. I would like to go to my top view. The reason I advise to always use all the camera positions is to enable you know and see what you are doing effectively. Now you can see, let's go back to our image. We have this part of the table. Now, but if you look at it also, they didn't get to the end. So we need to make provision for all of this. So I'll select this and select this other one. Let's look at our image again. All right. I'll go to my side view and select everything here. I'll also put on my symmetry. Symmetry is to enable you adjust different aspects of an object simultaneously. Okay, so this aspect I am picking is the Z axis. You can see it's highlighted here as well. It's highlighted here. Whatever I do at my right, you see it replicate at the left. Now what we want to do is to create this space for the legs to come in. All right. Okay, so having selected those two parts, I will bring it in a bit. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. At the same time I'm making adjustment here, it's also affecting it here, and that's because I am adjusting the Z axis. All right, that is done. We've made provision. Now let's go to our perspective view to see what we have done. You can see same thing I've done here. It has actually replicated here. It enables you to optimize your workings rather than adjust it here and come to this place again to adjust. But with the symmetry option or mode, you are able to do two things using one means. We'll also apply this and click on this. So select this, press and hold Shift and select the other one. Then we'll go to our front view to make the same adjustment. Now put on your vertex and ensure that you select the angles. Now you can see this other part is not selected, and that's because we are no longer at the x-axis. We are now at the, all right, let me see. Okay, I'll put off my symmetry now. Another option you can use is when you select the point you want to adjust, shift and select the other part. You can see I'm looking at this object from the bottom of the table. Now let's go to our front view. I would use my scaling tool to make it shorter. Don't forget, I said scaling tool can be used to make things longer, shorter, or increase them in a proportional size. Now having done that, I will scale it, click this yellow part and drag it in to make provision for the leg. I think it's okay like this. Now let's go to our perspective view. You can see I have adjusted both of them at the same time. Alright, that's good. Because of time, I'll quickly go in to bring in the leg, and now I'll click another box. Alright, now this time around I'll go to my top view because I would like to place the box to create the leg. I would have to also scale this because it's too big. Put on your scaling tool. You scale from the middle. I also explained that when you scale from the middle, they all scale proportionally. Now I'll zoom for that to see. I'll still scale it and bring it towards this part. Okay, I think it's still very big, so I'll scale it for that. I'll zoom. See, you need to position them very well. Position them very well. I'll still scale it and take it here. Take it here. Alright, I think we are cool with this, but we still need to adjust. Then I go to my side view to take it down. Alright, I think at this point it's fine. I will still need to adjust this part of the table to this point. Okay, so remember what we did. I'll select this and select this. I put on my vertex and I'll scale it. Now watch, I have to scale it. Okay, I think that is okay here. Alright, then I'll do the same here. Select this, shift, hold shift and select this and click on this. It's still highlighted because that was the last part I left it. So we're going to use this, then you scale it a bit. Yeah, you can see. Alright, that's fine. I would bring this out a bit for it to align here, and also take it back for it to align here. Then I'll select this again, put on a symmetry, put on a symmetry. Okay, I'll use the scaling to click on the scaling. I'll have to take it out a bit. Alright, go back to our object mode. Alright, you can see it's properly aligned. I'll take this one out here. Okay, you can see. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is to make it longer. And how do you make it longer? You select the bottom. You can see I've selected every part of this. You can see, then all I need to do is to drag it down. If you do not want to drag it down, another thing you can do is to use the extrude option. So you click on your face. I want to extrude this face downwards. Now all I need to do is to extrude. Now you can see extrude takes it down. I'll go to my side view. I'll take it down. I think it's long enough. Take it down, well, depending on what you want. Alright, having done that, you take it back to your object mode. So at this point, all we need to do is to duplicate. Hold control and press D. You duplicate, you take it to this other side. Make sure you zoom to see exactly what you're doing. Alright, I'll select these two, shift select this. You can see the two have been highlighted. I'll press duplicate it again, take it to this other side. This is to have a perfect dimension. I'll take it here. I think that's fine. Now you can see our table is looking more like it, but I still think I would like to make it longer. So I'll shift select everything, shift select this, shift select this, select this and select this. Go to my front or side, my front view, select everything down. You still want to extrude, fine, you can extrude them at the same time, but I prefer to use the vertex and just bring it down. You can see our table is here, and you can see what we have here. Now, to use the combine option to make it one, because it's still separated, all you need to do is press on your mouse, press and hold your mouse and drag it to select everything. If you do not want to do that, you can select this, shift select this, select them individually, but to make you faster, just select everything and press combine. Now when you press combine, it's now one. Alright, and we take it up to this line, which is the base. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you can see we have our table here. Thank you for watching. In the next class, we're going to be looking at how to model a bottle, a plate, and basic household props. Thank you very much.